Hi everyone, Gary Gill here from podclass.com. Today we have Rodney Rumford from facereviews.com. He's the editor and publisher and also provides development consulting services for companies that want to set up a Facebook application. And Face Reviews reviews Facebook applications, and what's unique about facereviews.com is that they are one of the very first websites to cover Facebook applications. In fact, they've been around since the very beginning of the Facebook application platform. And Face Reviews is probably the most respected website on Facebook applications. So Rodney Rumford has the unique position of being able to review different Facebook applications even before the rest of the world gets to see them. So without further ado, let's bring in Rodney Rumford. So Rodney, the first thing I want to ask you is, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background and how you got involved in setting up Face Reviews? Because, I mean, you were the very first website out there to cover Facebook applications. Tell us about, you know, it must have taken a tremendous foresight in being able to look at Facebook and what they're doing with the applications and being able to set up an entire website dedicated to that. So tell us a little bit about how you got started in that.
Well, how we got started in that is we're actually a new media strategy and consulting company. It's what we've done for the last 4 years. We've helped businesses all the way from Fortune 100 clients all the way down to small businesses and startups really embrace new media technology. So podcasting, business blogging, XML, content syndication. And Facebook really was the next evolution of that. And social networking, and really what Facebook has done with the F8 platform has allowed, which is they've allowed businesses to tap into the social graph and leverage the power of Facebook by creating useful, engaging applications. And as soon as we knew about the F8 platform, I had some friends that were developing some video apps with the launch before it was public, so I got to get a bit of a sneak peek at it. And I immediately knew that it was going to be a social operating system and platform of huge importance for years to come. So we started immediately right after the Facebook platform launch, rating and reviewing applications, saying what was good about them, what was bad about them, how they could improve. And it's really taken off from there. We've just been inundated with rating and reviewing applications and seeing what's coming, looking at trends, doing some forecasting, and then working with clients to help them engage with Facebook and their user base.
So the Facebook application platform has been out for just a little over 3 months now.
Yeah. So
you guys started reviewing these when? I believe it started on May 24th is when it officially launched. So you guys launched Face Reviews when in June?
First week of June.
First week of June.
First week of June is when we did our first, when we published our first review. Yeah, so right away.
So now in just a little over 3 month period, there's over 3,000 applications, Facebook applications, in just over 3 months. So what have you seen as someone who, you know, is in the unique position to review applications with a critical eye? What is something that you've seen as far as an evolution of the applications, what they've done since the beginning to now, just 3 months into it?
Well, what's happening is, what happened was exactly what we said would happen, which was very simplistic, one-dimensional applications would come to the surface first. Zombies, vampires, food fight, really kind of one-dimensional apps that didn't add a lot of value, but were slightly entertaining and really beyond that, not very sophisticated, didn't add a lot of value to the user's life on Facebook. And so that's what we expected, because you could build those apps fairly rapidly and pump them right out the door. So what we're seeing now, 90 days into the platform, is more sophisticated applications, which is what we've always been saying was going to happen. And it's what's starting to happen, where there's more engagement on the Canvas pages, where the application can do lots of things, connect you with your friends, see what maybe ratings and reviews they wrote, what classes they took, what a whole bunch of different things that Facebook allows application developers to actually leverage. So we're starting to see those more sophisticated apps that add value and really reduce friction points that you couldn't do any other way.
Okay. So apps that are coming out now, they obviously don't have as much of an advantage as they did originally 3 months ago when they first came out. And there's a lot of reasons for that. One is the rules have changed as far as Facebook, allowing the number of users that an application developer can invite into initially. But aside from that, there's a lot of noise. So there's a lot more competition in terms of new applications being introduced. So what are some of the things that that you're seeing that are creative that new apps are doing in order to get a lot of traction quickly?
Well, there's a couple of things you can do, and you addressed a problem that we knew was going to happen right away, and that was there was going to be the fire hose got turned on, boom, 90 days in, we've got 3,000 apps. How do you rise above the noise? And Facebook addressed some of that just last week by changing their app directory and focusing on engagement rather than pure number of installs. Meaning engagement, meaning how often people are returning. So the things that applications are doing that are smart are they're engaging people to come to the Canvas page and really interact with the application on a daily or multiple times a day or on a regular, some sort of time interval, which will actually increase the engagement. So when it increases the engagement, you're up higher in all these directory listings, you get more visibility that way. That's one of the most basic things that should be core to any application that people are considering developing. Beyond that, you know, how do you rise above the noise? You can do a couple of things. You can do biz dev deals with people that have large installed bases right now. Companies like RockU have an ad network. There's FB Exchange, which is kind of a banner exchange mechanism amongst the Facebook developer community. And there's some other additional ways, but those are probably the two primary things that you can do. And the last thing that I'll really talk about is I think that the points, the viral carriers that Facebook allows you to use are changing. You know, initially you could invite all your friends, now you can only invite 10 a day. And they're pulling that back to eliminate what a lot of users felt was kind of spam, too many invites, so on and so forth. So developers have to be smarter about what they're building for them, and without going into a long list, and it's probably 15 bullet points, but those are kind of the top 3 things that people can look at doing, but there's a huge list for how you can rise above it.
So do you see the existing apps that have you know, several million users in there, like SuperPoke and SuperWall and some of the apps from Slide and RockU, do you see those apps changing and being revised to engage users more and to use some of these other viral carriers that you're talking about? Or do you see a whole new slew of applications being developed by some of these same large players?
Well, I actually see both happening. I think that a very useful application is actually SuperWall. It's just what its name says. It's a wall with enhanced features. So it's actually pretty compelling, and in many ways it's better than the standard Facebook wall. So, but within that, they could incorporate other applications right into SuperWall. So that's an area where you could partner with the builders of SuperWall and leverage their existing real estate, because SuperWall is installed on millions of people's profile pages, and you can get visibility for your application that way. That's one way.
So yeah, we talked about earlier how, you know, the ideal app is something that that improves the user experience within Facebook. So it's more than just you know, a utility or some mechanism to brand another company. It's actually something that improves the user experience, because as we were talking about, users of Facebook are there because they want to be there. And a lot of users use Facebook as their day planner, their diary, their blog, their, you know, everything that they do in their daily life, they use Facebook as part of that. So if a user uses an application that enhances that experience, that makes an ideal application. So are you seeing some of the new apps that are coming out focus on improving the user experience within Facebook more than branding?
Yeah,
so to speak?
Absolutely. Branding's a side effect.